Russia and Ukraine, two nations with deep roots intertwined by culture, history, and geography. But how did they go from being neighbors with shared origins to rivals in one of the world's most dangerous conflicts? Let's take a look at the history of Russia and Ukraine in 5 key chapters. Chapter 1. Shared Beginnings, Kievan Rus. It all starts in the 9th century, with a medieval state called Kievan Rus, a powerful federation of Slavic tribes ruled from Kyiv. This is where both modern Russia and Ukraine trace their roots. Kyiv was the political, cultural, and spiritual center. But over time, the Mongol invasion in the 1200s shattered the region, and Moscow began rising in the northeast. Chapter 2. Russian Empire and control of Ukraine. Fast forward to the 1700s. The Russian Empire expands west, gradually taking control of Ukrainian lands off, dividing them with Austria-Hungary and Poland. By the late 1800s, most of Ukraine is under Russian rule. During this time, the empire cracks down on Ukrainian language and identity, trying to absorb it into a wider Russian culture. Chapter 3. Revolution, USSR, and Soviet rule. After the Russian Revolution in 1917, Ukraine briefly declares independence. But by 1922, it's pulled into the new Soviet Union. Under Stalin, Ukraine suffers enormously, especially during the Holodomor, a man-made famine in the 1930s that killed millions. Soviet rule continues for decades, bringing industrial growth, but also repression, forced Russification, and crushed national movements. Chapter 4. Independence and growing tension. In 1991, the Soviet Union collapses and Ukraine declares independence. For a while, relations with Russia are uneasy but functional. But as Ukraine leans more toward the West, seeking ties with NATO and the EU, Russia sees this as a threat. In 2014, Russia annexes Crimea, a part of Ukraine, and conflict erupts in eastern Ukraine, where pro-Russian separatists clash with Ukrainian forces. Chapter 5. Full-scale war in 2022 and beyond. On February 24, 2022, Russia launches a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The world watches as cities are bombed, millions flee, and resistance grows. The war drags on with global consequences: energy shortages, rising food prices, shifting alliances. It's not just a regional fight, it's reshaping global politics and security. So, what have we seen? 1. Shared beginnings in Kievan Rus. 2. Russian imperial control of Ukraine. 3. Decades of Soviet domination. 4. Post-independence tension. 5. Full-scale war in the 21st century. Ukraine and Russia share a deep, complicated past. But history also shows that identity, freedom, and sovereignty don't fade, they rise again and again. Understanding this story helps us make sense of a war that affects all of us. Thanks for watching. If this helped you understand the roots of the conflict, give it a like and subscribe for more clear history and current events. Got a question about this topic? Drop it in the comments. We're listening. Until next time, stay informed.